Hola mamis, welcome back to the Dímelo Mami channel. In this video, I will be sharing some tips that I've tried to make the best of 2020 and that I plan on continuing applying in 2021. I know that a lot of times we say next year is going to be my year, and I absolutely think that we should think and feel that way. We should have that desire to be ready and willing to take it on with everything we've got.
Dímelo Mami.
So we don't even have to go into 2020 because the world literally knows how it's been. But, I've really tried to see the good in all the craziness. I've made a list of things that have helped me cope mentally, emotionally, and I really have big plans for 2021. So I think that implementing these will take me to the next level, and I want to share it with you guys because I know that there's a lot of dreamers out there, a lot of doers, and we just have to share whatever works for us with other people. Something that I started doing or doing more of this year was affirmations. I used to actually think that saying something to myself, saying it out loud, it just wasn't going to do anything. But what you say to yourself holds a lot of power. It all starts with your head. So I have a list written down of all the affirmations that work for me because remember, they're going to look different for everybody. We don't want or need the same things. So I have a list of affirmations, and every morning I sit down by myself in silence and say them out loud. At first, it's gonna feel like you're just saying it and you may not even feel any connection to it, but the more you say it, the more you believe it, the more you feel those little pivots in your mind. Here's a little hack for people that are a little bit busier, especially moms. Something that I recently started doing, which has worked wonders, is actually recording a voice note with those affirmations so that you listen to them again and again. It's kind of like listening to a YouTube video, but you're listening to yourself. This one is for the early birds. I am definitely not a morning person, but I've pushed myself to really wake up a little bit earlier. Ideally, I would love to be up every morning at 5 a.m. Sometimes I make it happen, but as long as I'm up at least 2 hours before I have to start working, that's still enough time for me to prepare myself for the day ahead. I think that the key to this is self-discipline and planning. It takes a lot of willpower to jump out of bed when you don't want to. Something that helped me was listening to Mel Robbins' The 5-Second Rule. You literally count 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and do it. Whatever it is that you don't want to do, count down. It's going to trigger your brain and you're going to do it. Obviously, the more you do it, the more it's going to work for you. So if you're not an early bird, start with 30 minutes. Wake up 30 minutes before you would, then do an hour. And you don't have to wake up at 5 a.m. But the point of this is to reserve time with yourself. It's going to work wonders. Personal development is a big one for me this year. I used to be a bookworm and read book after book after book. But honestly, once I got into the workforce in my 20s, I would just read what I had to read. You need to nourish your mind, whether it's audiobooks or physical books. And for me, it's audiobooks because it's a lot easier for me to ensure that I'm going to listen to even an hour a day. That's my goal every day. So I personally have a list of audiobooks that I've stumbled upon or others have recommended, and I just work my way through them. Sometimes I'm interested in one book more than the other, and I'll do way more than an hour, or I'll finish the entire thing in a day or two. It really all depends. But the more you open your mind to new information, especially if it makes you feel good, better your day's gonna go. So personal development is definitely a big one for me this year. One of the things that personal development has taught me is that you have to express yourself. I'm someone that just bottles things inside and then, the cap of the bottle just pops. Everybody has a different way of expressing themselves. But for me, it may be a note on my phone that I delete later on, but in the moment when you feel like you just need to release, that's a good option. And obviously having someone that you can talk to. Outside of family and friends, the world is full of resources and tools. I think it's important to have a hobby. I know that it may seem like a little bit too much when you're already a mom, you already have a full-time job, maybe you're a student. Regardless of what your path may look like, we're all busy. But doing something that truly makes you feel happy is so important. Sometimes our passion projects or our side hustles turn into our number one source of income, or maybe we're just doing it for the fun of it. And that's okay. Whatever you choose to do with that hobby, that's perfectly fine. Why not monetize on something that you love to do? You should always make it a point to make yourself a priority and do something that you love, whether it's a YouTube channel, crafting, baking, exercising, whatever it is. If you feel different doing it, then make sure that it's on the top of your priority list. So nutrition plays a big role. I've noticed, I'm just sharing my personal experience, but a couple years ago we cut down and then completely eliminated dairy and meat, and I have felt amazing ever since. I've learned so much more about the plant-based lifestyle. Now I'm not vegan because I still consume fish, I'm pescatarian, but the majority of my diet, I guess you can call it, is plant-based, and I've learned so much about it. I share a lot of those recipes here on the channel to share with other people that you aren't necessarily missing out on anything. There's just so many products and recipes that taste just like the real thing. But for me personally, I feel so much better without dairy, without meat, and something that has helped me for, I guess I would say maybe 6 months, is intermittent fasting. So at least Monday through Friday, that's the way that I go. Saturday and Sunday, enjoy a late breakfast, or if we wake up a little bit later, then a brunch. But even then, since I'm so used to it, it's always something light. So that's just something that has helped me feel better. But as far as nutrition, it's very important. Really look into the ingredients of what's going into your food. Fast food, processed food. I mean, it's okay to treat yourself every now and then, but there's healthier ways to treat yourself. You know, making my nutrition a priority has really transformed my life. I mean, as far as how I feel and my skin and being able to maintain my weight for so many years, even when I don't work out. So I feel like it all starts in the kitchen. This one is a really important one. I think that we have to forgive not just ourselves. You know, we have to give ourselves grace, especially in a year like 2020. Even if COVID didn't hit you directly, it's literally affected each and every one of us one way or another. It's messed with us mentally and emotionally. So we have to give ourselves grace and forgive ourselves for those bad moments and bad days, and there's no good in beating ourselves up about those lows in our life. It's also very important to forgive those that haven't even asked for forgiveness. If you're holding a grudge with someone, if you're in an argument or a fight, or if you're estranged from a family member or a friend, if you just forgive them as a way to let go and not hold on to any grudges or burdens, you know, it's just best to kind of just release any negative energy that you have. And I think that that's something that has helped me towards this end of the year more than ever, to just kind of let go of whatever I thought wasn't even hurting me. So if you really think about what it is that's causing you pain, think of a person, think of a situation, and just say, I forgive you. That goes for you too. Forgive yourself. Give yourself some grace. Finally, hold on to hope. Regardless of how bad it may be, important to be thankful. Really feel gratitude at all times. Hold on to hope that 2021 will be better. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I truly hope that your 2021 is everything that you want it to be. I'll leave you with something that I've truly embraced this year, which is to start somewhere. Start with what you have. Start scared, but start. Take 2021 and make it the best.